Welcome back, everybody, to the Sonic Adventure 2 Battle Playthrough. This is part 10, and we're back in the pyramid.
What's Rouge up to, anyway? This is strange. It's showing energy readings from two separate Chaos Emeralds. Did they really think they could trick
So
me?
that's how he finds out. That sneaky genius.
Wait, Shadow. I'm the one who should be telling them the end is near, not you.
Whoa.
Now is the time
Wants all the
to
glory
end
for
this
himself.
long-drawn-out battle and mark myself a place in history as the ultimate genius.
It really bothers me how his entire head moves up and down when he talks.
I'm counting on you to finish the job.
If something happens to me, well...
The moment for attack has come. It's now or never.
Well, at least they established the seriousness of the situation where Eggman basically in a nutshell says, well, if I die, it's up to you. So now we move on to the final Eggman stage. It's stage 13, Cosmic Wall. And the mechanic in this level is that, well, there's barely any gravity, as Omo Chow explains here. And it took me a little bit of doing this to get used to again. So this was the other of the two levels that I said I just genuinely do not like. Aside from Sonic's final Crazy... Oh, no, I'm sorry, that's not his final, but yeah, Crazy Gadget. Although, playing through this level, it actually surprised me. And I will show those surprises as they happen. So, there. Alright, so there's like some random ring field. I don't understand the ring field. You know, I like it better when the rings are all nice and tightly bunched up. And, you know, the bubble TV box, whatever they're called nowadays. I don't know. Maybe some other people will be able to tell you specifically what those things are called, because I just plain don't know. Ring boxes, you know, I don't know. Ask other people, you know, like people like, I don't know, some sort of joiners of Sonic fans, you know, those kind of people. They'd probably be able to tell you. Alright, so this level was actually, and yeah, whatever, I might as well just get to it. It surprised me in the fact that this level was not nearly as annoying as I remember it being. Now, the only thing is that there was one part that I specifically remembered about this level, and it did actually happen again as I was playing it. This level takes god-awful long to finish. And I might as well just do the scumbaggy route as I did in, unfortunately, as I mentioned, in Deck's playthrough of this game. And say, well, Hellfire Comms actually made an interesting remark about this level. I can't remember specifically which of the two said it, but they basically mentioned, gee, they must have looked at this level when they were designing Sonic Heroes and thought, hey, this is a good idea, let's make all of the levels 15 minutes long. So yeah, I mean, it's 100% true. This level is insanely long, and pretty much all of the levels in Sonic Heroes are insanely long. That is, of course, one thing that I definitely took away from Sonic Heroes, and yeah, it's kind of, I missed that platform there. It's very confuddling. I believe that's a word. If not, I made it up. So, there you go. Bouncing along, and I love how there's just insane amounts of rings. It's funny because this level is kind of like, it's sort of like in chunks, you know? Where you just basically are going through certain areas, and then, you know, there's like a specific amount of enemies that you have to clear, and then you move on. And then you go to the next part, and then there's a specific amount of enemies that you have to clear, and, you know, some stuff to collect, and then you move on. And then, you know, rinse and repeat. So, like I said, it's not nearly as annoying as I remember it being. Now, this is an obvious upgrade. I mean, that missile right there, well, there you go. Now we got the protection armor. Alright, good stuff. It gives Eggman some extra armor to defend against, you know, damage and certain strains of infectious diseases. So, you know, very essential upgrade for Eggman. Now, this was unfortunate. Now, well, first of all, the not unfortunate thing, the very fortunate thing was that I got a shield. Oh, I just realized I missed a bubble thingy right off to the left there. I did not see that. So I was looking at this and I was like, why is there deadly lasers in front of me? You know, there must be something that I've missed. Some sort of switch, some sort of button, and nope, I just completely forgot how that worked. And, yeah, I kind of wasn't moving there because I was just kind of like that, you know, So this part of the level, we did this a couple of times. I mean, not specifically this, but, of course, Tails and Eggman levels, of course, have had certain areas like this where you're moving up and down and stuff. doing some crazy rail shooting. This is like legit rail shooting right here. I love this part. This part was actually very enjoyable, not only because of how simple it was. You know, I didn't have to move around or anything. You know, point and shoot. But the fact that you can rack up insane points by doing it. I mean, and you don't even have to try to target as many things as you possibly can. You know, just target whatever you can in the immediate vicinity, and there you go. You get stuff like a jamming for extra 400 points. And there you go. I lost my shield along the way, and I got myself another one and another 40 rings. So this is going very well. Now, it's funny that it like, in this very specific spot, I remember thinking to myself, yeah, hey, it's going pretty good, you know? This level's not as bad as I remembered it. And then this guy had to happen. A huggy happened. Now, this huggy was very unfortunate. What is it called again? Artificial chaos? Yeah, that's too much of a mouthful. I like huggy better. Dang huggies. Oh, yes. So, yeah, this was my actual downfall. This press. There goes all my rings. Amazing. Like, what did they expect? Like, was that their intention? That people were like, yeah, oh, hey, you know, we give them like an inch of space, and if they don't move fast enough, they're gonna get hit. You know, that's so scumbaggy. I really hated that. That thing, that press just dropped up and down so rapidly. Very, very sad. Made me salty, but you know what? Like, almost immediately, I'm back up to 60 rings. So, you know, what of it? Back up to full armor, ridiculous amounts of armor now, thanks to that super armor upgrade, the protection. So, that's all I got out of that was just protection. Eggman has protection now. Oh, God. This level, I'm telling you, I don't understand what the difference between the green guys that I was shooting at beforehand and these reddish, orangey guys are. But, you know, maybe other people will be able to tell you. That made me really nervous. I thought I was going to fall and die. I don't like falling for, you know, specific amounts of time and not having things under me to catch me. Although, you know, it is enjoyable to just have the low gravity thing here. Like having low gravity in TF2, that's always fun. I like that. That's actually how I started TF2. Well, not like started, you know, I did start with, you know, the generic stuff, Dust Bowl and Gold Rush and all that. But for the most part, I was playing Scout on the orange maps. CP Orange, if anybody's familiar with those. And I remember that one of them had really low gravity, and that was super fun. That was like when I started playing Heavy for the first time, started playing Spy for the first time, and I always imagined that like the image for the Spy backstab in the kill feed was an image of a Spy's arm going through the chest of someone's body and coming out of its back. For the longest time, that's what it looked like to me. It did not look like a knife going into someone's back. It just looked like a small arm with like they're holding a knife and like they go through the chest for some reason. I don't know. All right, that was just what I got out of it at first glimpse, and then, well, that was my my first impression of that. So, first impressions are everything. Oh my God! Why with the insane extra platforming? Does there have to be platforming in Eggman's levels? You know, it should be just run and gun. You know, that's all there is to it. At least I think it should be. And amazingly, Run and Gun was, I believe, the band that did the Japanese intro for Sonic X, if not the outro, like the credits theme. For Sonic X. I really liked that song, you know? I didn't really understand what they were saying in the song, but it was just genuinely an enjoyable song. Even though I really, really, really disliked that show. Not just because of the fact that it was dubbed by 4Kids, okay? We all have our reservations about that, at least most of us do. But I just really, when you put humans in Sonic World, it just, no. I'm sorry. There was just nothing that they could have done to that. You know, just like throwing the humans into there was nothing that they could do for me to make me accept that. I just found that really silly. Okay, we got a lot of yush going on here. Yosh! Is it gonna happen again? Because I'm really targeting. He did it twice. Nice. Oh my god. Whoa. Okay. All right. Toho. Bullet hell. I got. Oh, I was gonna say I thought I got hit for a second there. The shield wasn't visible. That's upsetting. Yeah, it literally disappears for a sec. That's God. All right. Weird. I don't really understand this part. This actually reminds me of. Oh, what was it? Sonic the Hedgehog 3? I believe there was a small mini-boss towards the end, where there was like, it was an egg, of course it was an Eggman boss, because he was the final boss there. But it was a weird little machine, and it had a bunch of like Eggman grayish bubbles around it that you had to, or no, it was Eggman ship with the grayish bubbles around it.
Now you know why I am the best.
I guess so. I mean, that was shocking to me. But of course, Eggman's levels are based, like, just solely on points. I mean, you could just rack up tons of points and get an A. So, I was honestly expecting an E going into that level. I was like, oh, I hate this level. Oh, Amy Adventure 2.
Little innocent girl like me alone.
I completely agree.
Ah! Something I can help you with.
Eggman!
If you value your life, you will
Amy's
tell
frozen,
me where
literally.
Sonic and Tails are.
He's frozen stiff with fear. Alright, well, gotta have this, what? Alright. Shot of the Earth, and then magically Tails, and of course, well, we all know what happens in this cutscene, so there you go. Although, I did not speed up this cutscene for two things, alright? First of all, I did get a minor complaint about speeding up the cutscenes, even though they were cutscenes that we've actually seen. Second of all, there is a minor change to this cutscene for the Dark Side story, as opposed to the Hero Side story. This is one thing I didn't like. I didn't like how they had Sonic's thoughts in this Dark Side cutscene. Why would we be able to hear what Sonic's thinking in the Dark Side? Like, that really just should have been cut out. That was just a little minor pet peeve for me, but I just love how he delivers that line. You've turned into a big-time villain. He's giving a whole bunch of guff. Okay, well, I think we all saw that coming.
You thought you could trick me with that fake emerald, didn't you?
Again.
So, how did you know it wasn't the real one?
Because you just told me, Fox Boy.
Oh, man. Tails just got styled on. Look at his face. Whoops.
The capsule clears the colony bad.
God, I still can't get over how fast that line like meld into each other.
Take care of yourself.
Farewell, Sonic the Hedgehog.
So this is the actual minor edit. So of course we know that in the Hero Side story, after he clears the colony, then he has this little thought cutscene, but no, they cut that out. And for the Dark Side story, you just see it go boom. So of course, you're left, if you end up playing the Dark Side story first, you are left with the idea that Sonic has indeed perished in a space explosion. Huh?
For the first time to do something for him. I won't let him down. I won't give up.
Oh, also, yeah, that weird reddish, dim, whatever it was like in the Hero Side story with that cutscene is not present here.
What have you done to Sonic? I'll never forgive you for this.
What have you done to Sonic? I think it's fairly obvious. But we'll let it slide, because, Tails is pretty inept in these things. I don't like how after I hit him, he feels like he just has to spam bullets at me. Whoa, giant laser. That makes me upset how... What the... Okay. I boxing glove him, he boxing gloves me back. Really upsetting how you can't actually do any of this special maneuver stuff. Wow. You just have to deal with that. I got really screwed over there. I got stuck on the wall because the camera screwed me over. Always use invincibility frames to strike back. That is a #1 rule. Not just in this game, but that's like video gaming 101, okay? You always take advantage of invincibility frames. Alright, cannon countdown. Wow, 21 minutes. It's pretty getting close here.
I guess he was just a regular hedgehog after all.
Okay, there's the reddish fade out.
Legend has it when all 7 Chaos Emeralds are collected, the power creates a miracle. I have 6 of them. They're mine. All mine.
I don't think so.
Shadow.
So this is a slightly important cutscene, and I love how Rouge doesn't think, well, to think that to herself. She's got to speak that out loud.
Now I know who you are. You're that government spy, Rouge the Bat, aren't you?
Oh, you're that Rouge the Bat. I like it.
So you
How
didn't
many other
know
Rouge the
that
Bats are there gonna
was
be,
an
Shadow?
invasion of privacy.
I could say the same thing about you.
Looks like things aren't quite going your way. But since my job was done, I thought it was time to take what's mine and get out of this
You
place.
are one pathetic creature.
Wow.
Nobody's talking. What about you?
Trouble on the home
Here are
front?
the results of the research project called the Ultimate Life Form. But
Okay.
if this picture is of the real ultimate life form named Shadow,
Do we have to have, like, the gliding sound effect?
or what is standing in front of me?
Cut to him. Cut to her. Cut to him. Cut to her again. Cut to him again.
This is Dr. Eggman. I have found all 7 Chaos Emeralds. Shit. Someone is trying to get the Eclipse cannon. There's not much time left before the cannon fires again. Can you get over there?
If you want to live, leave the Chaos Emeralds where they are. The fake emerald is good enough for you.
Do you actually
Wow.
believe that you're the real Shadow?
No doubt.
Even your memories might not be real, you know?
Even if my memories are not real, it's still me, Shadow. And I
Yeah,
will
that guy.
fulfill my promise to Maria. That's the only thing that matters to me now.
I just had to laugh, because were they insinuating something there when Shadow said the fake emerald is good enough for you? Are you trying to insinuate that Rouge is perhaps fake in some way? So now we move on to Shadow's final level. This is Final Chase. So this is shockingly similar to Shadow's Final Rush. And of course, this is, well, as far as the plot goes, this is Shadow trying to stop Sonic from getting to the Eclipse Cannon. Because, well, you know, Eggman tells him that there's someone on the way. So that cutscene was genuinely interesting. Aside from the fact that it was, you know, here's the 2 new characters of the game. You know, like, a little bit of their backstory. I would say, you know, like, together. You know, I'm not really saying it like that, but I'm just saying, you know, at the same time, we learn a little bit more about the both of them. But, like, it definitely helps to further the plot line a lot. Because I just feel like, and somebody actually mentioned this, you know, in a comment. They said that the Dark Side story has definitely got, like, more depth to it. You know, it's got, I think I did mention that it has, like, okay, that was a weird glitch. Like, it has, like, a genuinely, like, longer storyline as opposed to the Hero Side story. It just feels like it's a better storyline than the Hero Side story, which is kind of, you know, just for Sonic and Friends, is just, like, you know, business as usual. You know, here's Knuckles, you know, doing what he does. You know, he runs around and, you know, climbs up stuff and finds things, and, you know, Sonic's running around and, you know, doing crazy stuff while Tails has his, you know, mechs and stuff. And, you know, they're just doing, like, the generic hero stuff. You know, like, we gotta stop the bad guys and, you know, figure out where they are and figure out what they're doing and try to stop them. Whereas, you know, like, the Dark Side explains what their motives are for what they're doing. And no! I hate this level. I might as well, you know, since the level is pretty much forcing me to, I might as well just go ahead and mention this level. So as it's been established now, there are these weird gravity cylinders that I absolutely hate. I hate these cylinders because, for one thing, when they're attached to each other... well, we are in space, so there has to be some sort of orbit going on. When they're attached to each other like this in multiples, there is, like, a noticeable skip. And this skip can oftentimes lead to weird glitches. Like, aside from Shadow just, like, falling off, well, he could also get stuck running around in a loop, as I was there for, you know, just a couple of seconds. I have had the worst time in the past trying to stay on these things, because they're a lot more complicated than they actually seem. And it really just takes away from, you know, the run around and do stuff fast, as, you know, the Sonic and Shadow levels. Also, I'm going to accidentally, like, legitimately accidentally, find an upgrade here. This is not even necessary for the, you know, actually completing the game. I just, well, happened upon it, and I figured I might as well get it. I believe some people wanted me to collect the Mystic Melody because I, like, skipped over it, you know, for every other character. But, you know, I just felt like I didn't really need that. These Mystic Melody upgrades are pretty much used for the third mission in every single stage, which is find the missing Chow. You basically have to find the Mystic Melody altar and go to it, and it will take you to, well, like a little side area like I am in here. And you will eventually, while following this path, eventually find the missing Chow standing around and crying somewhere. It might have been on that platform, you know, before that spring I just took, which obviously it would not show up in this mission because this is not the Find the Missing Chow mission. So, that was not actually loaded. And, oh my god, yeah, this level scares me to death, alright? Just like Final Rush, I just really makes me nervous how I have to be up high all the time, and there's constant death surrounding me, and of course one false move, one okay. Oh, I remember that. I had like scratched my nose or something, and I didn't realize that there was an enemy there, and I'm just falling down, and what do you know, I just happened to jump on his head to kill him. Good job. No homing attack necessary. So, yeah, like I said, I hate the surrounding instant death. It's just, it makes me very, very nervous. And I think we're going to spoiler alert this, and I think I'm going to be coming across big screw over number 2. Yeah, what was that? Not even acceptable. There goes 141 rings. On top of the what, like 106 I think I lost from the first death? So technically I should be up to like, oh no, there was a few that I collected before I died, or I mean after the checkpoint, before I died the first time. So around 200 or so I should have. But, well, the game doesn't let me do that, you know, almost doesn't count, unfortunately. See, if I would have just done that and slowed down, which is not something that you want to do in a Sonic or Shadow level, I would have lived. Just like in Final Final Rush, my bad. That I got super screwed. What the? Okay, the camera scared me to death there. I thought I was dead. Final Rush, I got screwed over because I happened to just barely touch the joystick. If I hadn't have touched it, I would have lived and not died. Oh yeah, and then of course to circumvent the problem of you infinitely looping around those gravity cylinders, they do sometimes enact some little stoppers so you don't keep on going. Which is, well, okay, that's not cool. Oof. It was almost like Sega's way of saying, yeah, you know what? These are pretty glitchy. That's not even okay. I hate the Huggies. Stop it. Dang Huggies. And then, of course, yeah, I believe that this is, in fact, the end of the level. So, of course, I get hit or die or, you know, something of the sort right at the end of the level. You can't actually notice, just barely notice, as like I'm crossing between each of these cylinders, there is like, you can hear Shadow just kind of skip a little bit, like he's tripping over something. That's just silly.
Here we go.
Oh boy, I wonder what rank I'm going to get.
I guess I'm not at full power here.
Yeah, I guess not. That's it for this part of the Sonic Adventure 2 battle playthrough. Join me in part 11, where hopefully there will be a less complicated level. Wait, now that I think about it, no, there won't. See you all next time.